Hey everyone! What's up? It's Yappie Hour! That's the theme song. It's a special episode. We got two guests this time. Last time we had Janine.
Hey.
And now we have Julie and Porter.
Hello.
We're just adding people. Next week is gonna be the entire cast.
Yes, that'd be so fun.
Yeah, so
we sit on each other's laps.
we're gonna have to change up the seating situation, but we're really glad to have Julie and Porter here. Thank you. Julie obviously plays my sister, Melody. Porter plays my
ex-girlfriend,
Lana, in episode 2. We can dive into their characters, in a second. But yeah, just glad to have you guys on. In case you guys are watching for the first time, Yappie Hour is like our post-release show where we dissect and talk about, which was called Homeostasis. And Porter, I think Porter might have watched it. I don't think Porter doesn't watch her show apparently.
No, I do.
She watched the scene that she was in episode 2, and then
I'm only here for
stopped.
shirtless Mel
No.
and food.
No.
Yep.
So yes, Julie had a very big part yesterday.
I know. I loved her scene at the bar.
That was really good writing.
That was
I
Thank
read
you,
that
thank you.
scene and I was like,
This is so funny.
Fun.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
so funny and on point.
It was a scene that we've been wanting to do for a while. We got Taylor back here too. Taylor, we're matching. Look at us.
Oh, cute.
These are special Yappie cast and crew
Look
t-shirts.
at the back.
Yeah.
Oh,
I should have worn mine today. I didn't get the note.
maybe we should sell this to everyone else, but we have other Yappie shirts for you guys.
Yes.
Porter was saying that she wants.
I want them to make a cute
Uh,
girl tank
I
top.
like that too.
No, would look great on you.
Okay.
Look how perfect
Yeah.
and flattering that is.
Yeah, but it's cuter when it's like a little tank top. Look at this.
Sure.
This is like a dress.
You know
make
what?
it a dress.
Yeah, you can make it a dress.
Order a size larger. Put
I'm
it
gonna
out.
take this.
We also got hats at the Wong Fu store for Yappie, so support there.
See? Yes, girl
Okay.
tank top.
All right.
Aaron.
Done.
Thank you.
You
All
got
right, good.
3 customers.
Good. You're learning how to do this. That's great.
Tay
Yeah.
is Bay. Can we just
Everyone's
take
there.
a moment?
See, tank top squad.
There we go. All right, we're here, you guys. See, this is why these live streams are so important. So yes, actually, they did just come here for also lunch break. This is not replacing lunch break. Is lunch break coming out today? Yes. It is. It is on the way. But for now, this is Yappie Hour.
Woo!
We don't have any.
Hello,
actually
Canada.
Where's the other one of these? Oh, it's over there.
I'm covering a stain on my dress. It's a food stain, guys.
I feel like we have ADD because we're so excited.
I know.
to be
Sorry.
here.
Yeah. Is this your first time live streaming ever?
Yes, and
Me
first
too.
lunch break today.
Yes.
Okay.
First everything.
I don't even understand I should not say things I will regret.
No,
right?
I mean, yes, it's gonna live. We can't edit this.
Oh, read all this stuff.
It's gonna be here
Austin,
forever.
Texas, Illinois. Whoa.
Yes,
Hey!
people from all over.
I loved Melody
love.
Blake.
All right, so just
But lucky.
in case you guys didn't know, this is Yappie Hour
I'm
featuring
Porter.
Julie.
I'm
Porter.
Julie.
That's true.
That's not true at all. So yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit. Let's take a recap of episode 4 yesterday.
Ooh.
A lot of people are really enjoying it. Thank goodness. I was actually super.
Phil was a little bit afraid.
I was very afraid.
Very afraid.
No.
Why were you afraid?
Okay, let's be honest, all right? I think for some, not for some reason, I know all the reasons, but interracial dating or dating outside our race or our community is a very divisive topic.
Yeah.
And I think it's that like in all different communities too. Like people definitely have opinions about what's right or wrong or why it's good or bad. And I feel like this episode was, approaching that topic in some very new ways, like flipping some.
And some risky
You're right,
ways.
some risky ways. So I was
Yeah.
like kind of afraid that people would be like, oh, I didn't like the way you did it, or this is being insensitive, or this isn't tackling the topic the way that we wanted it to. But seems like people actually, appreciate it. And
I think
Yeah.
the comments were literally like, "You tackled this in a really good way."
Yeah.
thank goodness.
But it's hard, and I think beyond tackling it in a sensitive enough way, just putting it out there so
Yeah.
that there's discussion happening about it
Yeah.
is, I think, the best part.
And that's ultimately all Yappie really can be. Like, I hope people don't watch it and just think, oh, this is wrong and this is why I hate it. Like, the point is that it's supposed to get us talking.
Yeah.
And if you disagree, that's great. Let's have a conversation about it. But Yeah, interracial dating and yellow fever has been something that people think Wong Fu does like a lot on our channel, but we've literally only had 2 other videos in the last 13 years.
And I remember that first one,
right?
too.
Yeah, that was like 2006, and then we did another one like 10 years after, and so people think like, oh, Wong Fu, this is all they care about, but it's like we don't do that much. So, but it's such a big topic, we had to address it in this first season. You know what I mean?
It took 20 whole minutes.
Yes, it was the longest. But actually,
and a lot of making out.
Yeah,
we can get into that a little bit later. No, like this was episode 4, but actually, like in the original, when I was like pitching it to like different studios, this was actually the pilot. So that's why it's the longest. It was actually 30 minutes long, but we cut it down. And then when we repackaged Yappie for our channel, we're like, oh, this doesn't fit being at the very beginning. We wanted the characters to like people to understand them and feel for them a little bit more, and the Kalina character too. So we did the background of why we did this episode. But yeah, we talked about how dating is kind of racist. It is like people definitely like have their preferences, and then when they scan people, they judge people immediately. Whether it's race, it's just superficial, right? It's just at the end of the day, dating is superficial, and the way you look and your race or whatever your background, that can all kind of play into it. And so that's something that we talked about. And you're seeing that a lot of people are enjoying, where you meet a white guy and
I tell him how it is.
And the thing is, the white guy claims that he's actually not into Asian girls, and we did that because you see a lot of times in media and movies where there is a white guy that's into Asian girls,
much more than the other way around.
Much more than the other way around.
Yeah.
And you were actually offended by that because maybe Asian girls actually like that status of being fetish. Like it's like you don't want it to be executed on.
Yeah.
But you don't mind if you think that
it's like an ego stroke that people find you attractive, but you obviously don't want to be objectified beyond the innocent.
Right.
Like
there's a fine line. Stay on that side.
Right. So yeah, like that conversation was a lot of fun to write, just because it's like it was basically like what I would. Like, I was just trying to imagine like what I would say if I was trying to defend why Asians are great. But then also on the other side, I was also getting to say like why Asians are not like like attractive. Like I got to like argue with myself.
I have had a real life conversation where a guy was like, I like my girls thick, and Asian girls are way too skinny.
I've heard that too. I've heard that too.
It is a thing. So you know.
So are you offended by it?
I mean, like a little. No.
I thought the best part was actually when you're like, he was saying, I like my girls taller, and you were sitting on a stool, and
did anyone notice that?
The same height.
I was literally the same height.
I think you actually got shorter.
That was funny.
That was like a subtle thing.
Yeah. You have some questions?
So we're asking, what is your favorite lines from episode 4?
Favorite lines.
Are we supposed to still remember our lines?
There were so many in her conversation that I loved. Like when she's like, I'm sorry, but are you trying to start a conversation with me about Thailand? Like, because I get that a lot too.
Really?
They'll just be like, start talking about Asian countries they like going to. And I'm like, cool. Why did you bring that up?
Do you assume I was just there? Do you assume that? Like...
No, and then they segue into, what Asian are you? And I'm like, that's why you brought that up.
Or they would say, what Asian are you? I'd say Chinese, and they'd literally just go, ni hao. Or sometimes even worse, I'd be like, I'm Chinese, and they go, konnichiwa.
Oh my god, like that's totally wrong. I go, I'm Asian American, but the funny thing is,
Asian are you? It's like most.
Oh yeah, I get it a lot, and it's like I promise I get it almost every day.
What?
And it's really weird. Yeah.
Oh, because where you work?
It's like being on the West Side, I guess. I'm
not
sure. But
the West Side of LA has a lot of white people.
But I do get it a lot, and it's like interesting. They'll be like, "Where are you from?" And I'm like, "Do you mean where I was born or my background?"
Right.
Because it's like, I was born in California.
Right. Or sometimes to make it easier, because there have been white guys that try to speak Chinese to me. I just, to end the conversation, I'm like, I'm sorry, I only speak English.
Yeah.
Media might perpetuate that they are allowed to like talk like this to people and or whatever. So like, I'm glad that our show, or even though it's just on our YouTube channel, like we got to put up the stuff that we want to see, that we feel represents us. And obviously, like we would. That's literally why the episode starts with a bad Asian pickup line.
Yeah.
Right, because like you said, it happens all the time, and I think a lot of people don't realize what fetishization or being fetishized like actually like results in. It's actually really offensive and dangerous. So. Yeah. Next time you just throw your water in their face, or
no. Usually I just say some sarcastic, smart-ass comment and they walk away. But someone asked, Isabella Nicole asked, what was my favorite thing about filming Yappie? Shirtless Phil.
Stop! Why are you trying?
I want that to be a thing. Shirtless. I want that to be a T-shirt. Okay. Shirtless Phil.
We're good.
I'm here for shirtless Phil.
Are you trying to reach for my shirt? One of my favorite lines in episode 4 was the lines about when I was like, oh, I listen to Peaches and Cream, and she's like, oh, I love Chris Brown. And I was like writing that, like I really enjoy writing that because like I know that would happen,
Well, because
it's an old song too.
Generation.
A lot of people don't. Yeah, it's
we're no longer the newest generation.
R&B will never be like our generation. R&B of our generation.
That's a whole different topic about music love. But
90s guys.
Ultimately, like the New Zealand's here. They like
#shirtless.
Oh yes.
What have you started? I'm trying to stay focused on the topic.
Everyone's just saying shirtless. Julie, you should have admitted this. Woo.
So it's like the point of that is just to show that like there's things when you're meeting people where you don't align or you don't have the same interest, same sense of humor, and that actually plays way more into a relationship working out than a physical preference. I think, right? Like physicality can only take it so far. Until like you realize, oh wait, I have nothing in common with you except that we, are like maybe just physically attracted. So that and like the 112, like that was. Like, what about you? What was your favorite thing to say in that conversation?
Oh my god!
We actually had a conversation in the glasses store too that had some good lines.
Oh yeah,
Oh well, I mean, okay, bronchitis and Latinomonia. I just have to say, like, I sat there when I was like reading the script and like looking through my lines, and I tried to come up with another one. You guys,
that was very clever. No, that was very clever. Yeah.
Taylor, do you have another one for us? Come on, you have one right now?
I'm very proud of those.
No, I'm saying, do you have another fever?
It's been like 6 months since that.
That's it.
But the tricky thing when I was coming up with those is that you have to find an illness that's not like too depressing.
Right.
It has to be like
it can't be AIDS.
Yeah.
It said, would you ever do a video about Asian men being subject to yellow fever? It happens a fair amount in anime and video game communities.
Oh man, we're getting deep. I guess we. So we talked about it in the episode. Like Simu touched on it a little bit, where I think what Asian females go through, the issues that you guys have to face are completely the exact opposite end of the spectrum that we go through. But there's still problems on either side, right? So it's like you guys are overly fetishized. And then, the men are like completely emasculated. So we end up wanting the other thing, right? So there are definitely guys that I've talked to that were like, it's what Tom said. It's like, I would love to be better size. I would love to hear his, and that's not necessarily a good thing either, but I think it's just like, you always want you just want to be seen in a different way than most of
you want to be desired, but desired and fetishized are also different.
They're very different.
Right. So
stay in line.
I'm sure in the anime community, I'm sure it happens, and maybe I need to talk to someone that has been fetishized for looking like an anime character.
I did read one comment yesterday that I think it was a gay Asian guy who says he's been fetishized.
Oh yeah, well that community is completely different. Yeah.
Make a short about that.
Is that what the question was saying? That men are fetishized for looking like anime characters or in anime?
When you look at traditional Western media, like women are, or Asian women might be the one that receive that, sexualization. And so the only other media where Asian men might be looked at sexualized would be anime. So it's like the same problem or whatever. Is what I'm guessing. Are there other questions that you've been reading? K-pop. Some people were like saying like, oh, like K-pop's changing it, and I agree. I think that there are strides that are being made to like change the perception of Asian males, but it's still slow, and it's still we're still not, we don't get a lot of leading male roles,
It's
there's a lot.
slowly.
There's a lot more Asian female leads and not a lot of Asian male leads. But, I mean, it's all great. Representation is great, but like that's why Crazy Rich Asians I think is going to be wonderful.
Go watch that when it comes out, guys. Support the box office so we can have more Asian films.
Yeah.
A lot of questions, not just in this live stream, but in the episode we're talking about how it's the second to last episode. Only one more episode left. There are a lot of people asking why. And,
why, Phil? Because he's gonna make season 2.
No, because obviously I just have nothing left to say. There's no more stories that our community has to tell. Like like we have no other stories from Asian perspectives. Yeah. And also, and even if I did, I don't want to give it to you guys. So 5 is fine.
Go figure it out for yourself.
No, it's sarcasm. Hashtag sarcasm. That's gonna be lifted up. No, we want to do actually we had. I think we had like 8 episodes or outlined originally, but we just looked at obviously this costs a lot of money to do, and we did this completely independently. We had no brands, we had no big studio, whatever, helping us out. So we had to look at what is the most cost effective, what we can afford, and 5 was like that nice number. You don't want to do 4 because that's bad luck. And
right, in Chinese.
And then 6 was because 4 in Chinese sounds like death.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Anyways, and then 5 was just nice. So it was like nice, kind of good odd number. But we definitely want to do more episodes. We have so many more ways to go. And honestly, reading comments and seeing reaction has inspired new things. So your guys' support is basically encouraging us and enabling us. So the more views that we get. The more views that we get and the more people talk about it, it really lets us know.
No, they're like, I love that you guys are sitting here and making Taylor's in the back.
No, I feel Taylor, come closer.
Let's listen to what Phil just said.
What?
But sorry, I liked that somebody asked what the inspiration for this was.
Oh, just all of you. I mean, in past live streams, real quick, I guess the inspiration for the show is literally just watching TV or seeing movies and what's out there and being like, wait, we have I think what we talk about in our small groups is important. I feel honestly there was a couple years ago there was the Oscar ceremony where the hashtag was going around oh, the Oscar is so white, and Chris Rock was the host and he kept talking about diversity. And every time he talked about diversity it was just black and white, and I'm like, man, there's so much more to diversity than that. And in that same ceremony, he makes jokes about Asian people. He brought out 3 Asian kids, and they were the butt of a joke. And I'm like, oh man, even in the conversation of diversity, we're so not part of the.
It's 1 step forward, 3 steps back.
So seeing that was a huge thing. Where it's man, we need to start stepping up and standing up for ourselves. Obviously, seeing the success of Master of None was very inspirational. To see, people are willing to listen. People are interested. I always felt like Master of None just scratched the surface of what
they had that one episode. Yeah,
I mean, there's
awesome.
There's this Aziz is they talk about his parents or his religion or things like that and what he has to go through in his job. But I think that was a very South Asian kind of perspective, and I think as East Asian we have another same. He kind of just scratched the surface of how deep it could have gone. And I feel with our show, because we don't have anyone telling us what we can or can't do, because it's just a channel, we could say whatever we don't and go as deep and have you yell at a white guy the way that you did. So that's all these things kind of culminated to the inspiration. But
I think a lot of people also realize, not this episode, but by the 3rd episode, that we're tackling different topics.
Right.
It became more prominent or more clear that each is kind of a standalone in itself.
Right.
Yeah.
That was definitely intentional. I think the first 2 to 3 episodes, or definitely the first 2, I think people thought that it was just gonna be this one story about Andrew and his girlfriend and just what happens. But the idea is that every episode does tackle a different issue, and the story is what, and those issues intersect with the story, right? Yeah. So it's not just about, is Andrew going to get the girl, and what's he doing to change to get the girl back? A lot of people were like, oh, I hope he doesn't just change to get Lana back. Whatever.
I hope that Lana realizes what a great guy he is. There's nothing wrong with being a Yappie.
What the hell? What the hell?
What is wrong with that girl?
I have a condo.
You're seeing right now.
Did you see the comforters? The comforters on my bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look who's
How did I walk away from this?
Right. That thread count on those sheets was like 4 digits. 4 digits. Okay.
But I do
go hang out with your 300 count sheets. Yeah.
I always
no, I love that, you know, beyond Andrew's love life experience, we see like shout out to Brad.
so funny.
You know, and like his experience being like token white guy, but who's grown up with Asians and what that means for him, and like Victoria's character, who only grew up with white people and what that Asian American experience is versus like Melody's and her journey to being okay as a Yappie, but then also discovering for herself like where in the world, like what her place in the world is. And I like that she's so outspoken about everything.
Yeah.
And she's so comfortable with who she is. Yeah. I like that too.
Yeah.
So that's like, I feel like, you know, we only had 5 episodes, but I would have loved, and I still want to like dive even deeper into like, you know, like these nuances. And obviously we can't represent every type of Asian, and the 5 friends are a certain type, but it's still something that should be seen and should be talked about. So I wish we could do more, and I want to do more. Because like the same thing, we're just scratching the surface even of our show. So no, I think Brett's character, or the character of Brett, I mean, I grew up with a couple tokens myself. Aww. Like, and sometimes like and they're watching it, like, and they're like, oh, this is so good, like,
oh my God.
And it's like so I completely understand that experience as well. But there's a lot of stories in our community that should be represented. This is just one of them.
And there's like the LGBT Asian community, and so there's so many more stories. Give us funding so we can make it. Swole.
Oh my God!
You're reading all the comments.
I know you're reading all the. We let some of those comments go.
That's hilarious.
Cool.
I like that they say season 2 needs to be supported on Netflix.
There's
a lot of love to see this on Netflix.
I love Netflix is now like the HBO of this next generation. Like no one used to say that's gotta be on Netflix. That wasn't like a compliment.
Because it's but it's similar to the reason why you guys put it on your channel, to make it accessible and free to your audience. Like Netflix is
totally.
I feel like more people are able to watch Netflix than like HBO or something.
Or even in some ways TV. Some people don't even want cable, so they don't even have ABC or NBC, so they just want Hulu and Netflix. But the reality, guys, is that it's not just like I'm gonna go knock on Netflix's door and just be like, hey, look at what we got. Like literally that everyone is doing. Like when Will Smith had a movie on Netflix, I was like, fuck, like, okay, there's no room for anyone else. Like literally Hollywood is in like Netflix used to be like this fringe company that like was taking all these chances, and now you have like Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie on, you know, so it's there's the competition is just like Hollywood now. So we still have to fight for, you know, getting even in the room to talk to them. But the difference is that thankfully we have you guys to watch on our channel, that we don't have to wait around to make this. Like there are other writers and directors that I talk to, and they're like, you know, it's so cool that if I had this idea, I have to go for years maybe to shop it around,
and it may never happen.
Or it might get greenlit, and then they might actually wait 4 more months of writing, and then it gets shut down too. And how heartbreaking that is. And I feel really grateful that even if it's not on the same scale, like that we don't have to wait, and that this message and this story was so important to, I think, our community, that I didn't want it to wait any longer, or for it to be behind a paywall that not everyone could access. This is the easiest access for everyone.
And thank you for that.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. But it's true, because if you waited 8, it could go through so many changes from like 50 other voices that Yappie wouldn't be what it is anymore as well.
Similar to what you said about Master of None, you know, you guys didn't have restrictions or someone telling you what you should do or shouldn't do. So I think it would be different if you had.
But that's where, I mean, that's what, honestly, where you guys come in too. It's that when we do go try to show Hollywood this show, we need the views on, like, we need the best case to show them, right? So please keep doing it. You leave comments to let people know, like, that this is important, that you want to see this.
There was a question. Someone asked, if Lana isn't a Yappie, then what is she?
Maybe she's a Yappie in denial.
So the way that I kind of imagine lot like our relationship was that actually that you weren't like, you're not impressed by, you obviously aren't impressed by like unknown, very stale.
Yeah.
And you just wanted me to push myself to like care, like be passionate about something, or yeah.
I think people are confusing Lana's character with the first character of Deanne.
Yeah, I think
and like
so too.
Deanne is very even like talking about Yappie like in those connotations, but she is making a parallel with some of the things that
I thought maybe because when I said good Asian son, I thought maybe it was because I do see glimpses of you that where you want to do more, but you rather play it safe.
Yeah.
And I want to see you do more.
Right.
But you keep playing it safe.
And I think that is a very real issue in a lot of relationships where you see your partner not like trying or going to their full potential, and people do break up and fight.
Well, someone just had that comment earlier. I didn't have a chance to say it, but someone was like, they recently broke up over the same conversation being it's kind of the type of relationship you have and what works with each other, what complements each other.
Well, and I think a knee-jerk reaction to it too is sometimes they're like, oh, she doesn't want this safe, so she's just going to date some weird rock star poet, whatever. But it's not even that. It's like, it's just about like having just some kind of fire in you to care about something. Drive.
Because that's attractive. When you see someone that has a passion for something and something drives them and they're excited about stuff, that's an attractive quality because then they bring something to the relationship. They introduce you to something new.
People were like, okay, if she doesn't want the nice condo, go have fun with some guy in his shack. That it's like, that's not, those things aren't, those completely different things. Like you can still have a nice condo or whatever, good job, but still be interesting and be exciting, be driven and be passionate about things. But anyways, so I'm glad you caught that, because that's something I think we should explore more in future episodes. If you guys want to see more.
Can you bring back for season 2?
I saw someone leave a comment that was like, oh, is Taylor going to make a cameo? Guys, Taylor already made a cameo. You guys weren't looking.
What episode?
Was it the dim sum one?
Ooh. It was.
I
guess you do watch it. He was on a mandate with his best friend, Mike. They were, I
recognize their backs.
They were in the dim sum scene in the background. And yes, Wes was the waiter in episode 4.
Cameos. Well, going back to that, because I also have friends that like.
Who's the waiter?
You didn't know that? You didn't watch it? Hi, welcome to Wongfu Production. My name's Philip.
We're gonna watch it.
No, just for. What are you gonna say?
No, going back to playing it safe. I have friends though that went to college, got married, got a house, are having kids, and they're gonna stay at the same job for the rest of their lives. But they're happy with that. So I guess the question is, like, is there a right answer? Because for us, I feel like we're striving for these artistic careers that take longer to happen, if ever. And we're striving to write these stories that have bigger messages and all this stuff. But that we can't say that's better.
I don't think we are.
It's just more what makes people happy.
I think it goes back to or it's related to something you said, Porter, where maybe in our relationship you saw that there was something, but that I wasn't doing.
Well, like
I think ultimately myself as a character, I'm not satisfied, but I'm just okay with it.
You can tell because when your boss calls you in and she's like, we actually couldn't do it, and you're like, oh, it's okay. That shows that you wanted something, but the first roadblock, it was like, oh, I should just stay here, So I think Lana saw that you do want other stuff, but it's like you're okay with not, I don't know, fighting for it or So, and she wants you to see you fight for it maybe. But I also have friends that are the same. That's what they wanted. That was their dream life, and there's nothing wrong with it. They're very happy and they're successful in it.
But I would say though that our call to action to them, and what I've been saying like through like all social media posts, is like, it's okay if that's your lifestyle, but then appreciate the people that are maybe doing something else and trying to push the envelope. Like, you want to get in a great position, like see how you can support. And this is what, and you guys are doing just that, supporting by watching, by buying the series. And that's ultimately like all we can really ask.
Be a part of the conversation.
Exactly. Or be a part of the equation.
And every view counts. So
So if you're watching it, but you have some friends that aren't, and you show them, bring them into this conversation.
Show them.
Yeah. Those are the yappies we want to talk to. Not you.
Wait, so then my question for you and Tay is in season 2, which is clearly happening. How do you see all of the characters' transformations taking place then?
Oh man, that's a long conversation.
When we like first kind of settled on these 5 episodes, we kind of were really sad that we had to make this only Andrew story.
Yeah.
You know, and I think what the nice thing about season 2, what we like dreamed for it was that once people kind of once we established Andrew as the protagonist, I think season 2 we could like diverge from that and like dig deeper onto like Julie or Simu or any of the core friends, and I think like we can take the time to do that too.
Yeah.
Do you guys envision that they all sort of start as Yappies and turn into like, you know, I'm in the middle of the protest kind of people?
No,
or is it all
I think it should be. I actually think that there might even be like an argument that we're having where it's like maybe Simu's character Tom is very happy where he is, and we're happy. And we're arguing it, right? And I'm saying, why aren't you caring more? And he's like, what's happening to you? Why are you talking like this? You know, and like, so I think we could explore that. I want to do an episode that like is just follows like the girls into like, you know, some kind of like girls trip situation.
Oh, we were talking about that because Asian girls deal with specific Asian girl things.
You know,
it's not necessarily about pushing this activist mentality, but it is about like exploring topics and having conversations that they wouldn't normally have.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of what this season's kind of been doing for Andrew, and I think that's what we want to do too with other characters.
Right.
Yeah, just invite them to explore more about their own identity, other topics.
Yeah. Philip Trans here. Philip, how many Yappies do you think were care holders to fund this project? Yeah, see, if you're a good Yappie, become a care holder. You know, that helps us.
You gotta give a shout out to our care holders.
Yes.
They made the show happen. If you're watching and you're part of the Won't Move Forward Patreon page.
It allows us, the Patreon page allows us to not worry so much about every month, we got to get a skit or a sketch, or let's just pump something out that is just fast so that we can get some views or be part of the YouTube conversation. Like we could take our time, make something good, and then come back with something really great and just teach you guys week after week. Like I'd rather do things that way than like always be playing catch up to like YouTube's trends or the YouTube world. Like I'd rather just focus on one thing and make something great that we're all really proud of.
I'm glad.
For sure. Anything else? Should we cover?
Like, we kind of like jumped around a lot, but like episode 4.
Right.
Well, it's because we have episode 2.
Episode 2. That was great.
Yeah.
We definitely are reaching the end of our live stream. But again, the point of this, someone asked what the point of these recaps are.
You're like,
what is the point
what
of
are you guys doing?
Pretty much a platform for after the release of the episode.
I think it's also because, I mean, I like being able to, you know, give some background or some commentary about, you know, what went into each episode. Like I want people to know that a lot of thought went into all this. You know, stop.
No, stop. No, I'm laughing at the shirtless Phil comments.
No.
But it said, "Are you in the McDonald's commercial?" Yes, she was.
Wait, this is not branded. No talk of that.
Sorry.
But it was.
But someone else. Yeah, she was.
So.
Aren't you from Silicon Valley?
Aren't you from Silicon Valley?
Yeah.
Season 2?
Oh my gosh, yes.
You watch his stuff.
I watch your stuff. So yeah, guys, there's only one more episode left of this first season, episode 5. If you guys have already binged it, thank you so much. Episode 5 gets pretty crazy.
It does.
Yeah.
The hashtag is
Julie's so gorgeous.
Hashtag.
I was nervous about this one, but I think next one's even crazier.
It gets even crazier. It's just a great finale.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm excited for you guys to see it.
Awkward Animals make a cameo? I thought it was. Didn't you have one in Brandon's room or something? No.
Not in Brandon's room. Maybe somewhere else.
It was in my dream. I was dreaming about.
You're watching another channel.
You're not even watching it.
Are you watching
this is Wong Fu.
Hi, Wong Fu Productions. Name's Philip.
Thoughts on Sandra Oh?
Sandra just got nominated.
Yay!
Oh my God, she is
first Asian. Well, she's Canadian technically, right? She's Canadian,
but
Asian, Western Asian, North American, and she got nominated for lead in.
As she should.
Yeah.
It's been a long time
First
coming.
time for an Emmy, right?
Yeah.
So great job, progress. It's wonderful. Good things are happening. Thank you guys so much for watching, and you guys did great.
This is really fun.
Yeah.
We should do this all the
You
time.
guys should just live stream on your own. Follow them.
On our own.
I don't want to be there. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, so follow Porter on the links below, or would you
Yes,
spell
links
that?
below.
Sorry, spell it.
there's.
You can find me on the Insta at Porter Young, Duong.
Wait, say that again.
Young.
Wait, there's no D.
It's a D in Vietnamese. There's a D that sounds like
Silent D.
and there's a D that sounds like a Y. Girl.
I did not know that.
Wait, what's the D that sounds like a Y?
It looks the same. One has a slash, one doesn't, and it sounds like Young. It's
okay.
So, but when I say it to American people, like it's easier to just say Duong.
Duong.
So they can spell it out.
You're saying it wrong. It's young.
That's terrible. But that's pretty good.
Oh.
It's like saying the Guye or something, right?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I mean, I go through the same thing. My last name is not Wang. It's like A-N-G. It's Ang.
Oh.
But O-N-G is like things got messed up because of like immigration in America. But O-N-G is technically a different character, which is the Huang.
Yeah.
Right? So you're Philip Huang?
No, I'm Philip Wang. Yeah, I'm King Wang. So A-N-G is supposed to be Ang. Like Airbender, right? His name's Ang.
Oh,
right?
Not Aang.
No? Or Ang Lee. Sorry, Ang Lee is what I meant.
Oh,
Ang Lee. Okay, fine. To continue.
Anyways.
It's Julie John.
Oh,
No, just at Dance Juju Dance.
Dance
Juju.
See, that's
Dance
so
Juju Dance.
that's so much easier to remember than Porter Wang.
Let's just say Porter Duong. Duong. That's my Insta.
You're doing
and we
it wrong.
danced up a storm the other night
We
with
did.
Juju. Dance Juju. Dance Juju.
Yeah.
Juju on
Or
the dance.
Shut up and dance
That
on
was
YouTube.
so fun.
Yeah. All right, guys.
if you enjoyed this live stream, we'll be back here on actually Friday, right? For a
Friday.
series recap
Yes.
video finale, right?
Yes.
On Friday?
No, wait, no. We're gonna record that one. That's gonna be like.
Okay.
Yeah. Just kidding.
But okay, it won't be next Wednesday. It won't be next Thursday. We're not
Yeah.
gonna have one for episode 5, but it's gonna be the week after. So
Yeah, and it's
full
we're-
series, episode 5.
We're gonna get the whole cast together.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have a fun talk. But again, thank you guys so much. Go to wongfoodstore.com, get a Yappie shirt or hat. Maybe we'll be making some thanks for this.
Yes, you will.
There's still a lot of
I've
summer
already
left.
seen.
I want pants.
I want this on the bum.
Remodel minority like
Yeah.
Also, real quick, if you guys are still here and you guys are in the LA area, we're actually having a special screening for the public.
I didn't know this. When?
Yes.
Where? When?
I know, exclusive. Wah, 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 wah. You're fun. Yeah, now. Wah, 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 wah. You guys already had your. You guys can't come. Just kidding. They're invited. They're gonna be there. It's
We both frown.
next Wednesday because apparently you're not gonna watch it unless we have an event.
Yeah.
So,
I also don't.
she's like,
eat-
there's
I
5
don't eat
episodes.
unless you invite me to lunch break.
Right.
We are starving artists.
Right.
Literally starving.
Yeah, so it's the 5th episode. In case you didn't know, there's 5 episodes. It's the finale. So where should we
Next
find the
Wednesday?
information?
The 18th?
No, next Wednesday.
Okay.
The day of the finale on YouTube, we're actually going to have a screening for the public. We're selling tickets. There's a link that we're going to post our links on social media like right after this. So follow us on Twitter or Instagram. You'll see it there. And
Putting it in my calendar.
Facebook as well. So keep an eye out for that. It's going to be next Wednesday if you're in the LA area. Watch it all together with us, with a big crowd. It's so fun
It is.
with everyone, and we watch all 5 in a row, and it's like a movie. It's great. And,
Belgium.
yeah. So see you later.
Texas.
See you later, Texas. We might be going on a tour too. That's more
Oh,
exclusive.
then we got
We might take it on trip. So if you're not in LA, keep an eye out on our social media for tour dates. But for now, next Wednesday we'll see you. And for now, we'll see you guys later. We're ending this Yappie Hour.
Yay!